Is the market going to crash? Well, on this channel, we're about to find out. So this is NC Hammer Crypto. My name's Neil, where we keep technical analysis short and sweet. So looking at Bitcoin right off the bat, we saw that it had the major dip, had some support around 74 like we were imagining it would, and then it pushed back up over this downward trend line. And if it's trying to hold above that trend line and push above the 200 EMA, if that happens, traders are expecting it to hit around $90,000, potentially a little bit higher, 92, before making a little bit more of a retracement. I could see a inverse head and shoulders happening on this. However, it's all speculation, nothing's for sure. So keeping that in mind, looking at a meme coin Doge, when Bitcoin moves up, the entire market starts to move up. It is holding above the 15-cent mark. We want to see it slowly continue over here in consolidation. And I believe we could also see an inverse head and shoulders in this section. Something similar like this. If you guys don't know what inverse head and shoulders is, where you have it looks like a head and shoulders pattern. So you have this point, it drops down, making the left shoulder moving back up, completing that shoulder, a lower point being the head, and just like the other side, coming back down, testing support, and then pushing upwards back to 0.29 cents and higher. They say Doge can hit $4, so keep that one in mind. Toshi, we saw that it went up around 98% the other day. It's starting to have a little bit of rejection. We could see that consolidate a little bit longer. BNT, keeping it in mind, it is testing below this black trend line, which isn't looking very good, but it could also be forming the inverse head and shoulders for that pushback up to around 90 cents. We talked about Torn right before it had its boost, and it's about to try and hold over the 200 EMA as well. This was a major pump that it had, and we're back down to testing on that support. We're going to see some sideways consolidation most likely, playing around with the 200 EMA, this blue line, and then eventually pushing up and over that, and it has an all-time high over $400. DNT is something to keep in mind just for speculation, moving in this black downward trend line and pushing sideways, so we do want to see it push over the 200 EMA still. But it's pretty volatile, as you can see, like this one exact candle on DNT, 0.2 cents, up 43% in the day, and then immediately back down. So 43% if you're scalping is pretty damn good, but just keep DNT in mind for some scalp trades. Getting into the more important coins, XRP, XLM, and XYO. XRP tested that green box just like we had placed, had the push right whenever I was stating in April 10th to 16th is when we would start seeing some movement. We are getting a little bit of pressure, but we are above the 200 EMA. We want to see that hold and above this Gaussian fan right here, this red area, pushing slowly, not a rapid movement like what happened back in March 2nd. But pushing slowly over and then taking off. XLM is partnered with XRP. It's in the same ecosystem, forming the cup and handle as well, very nicely, starting to push upwards towards the 0.3 cents. And then XYO, and then everybody's favorite XCN. XYO still forming, pushed above the downward trend line, had some rejection at the 200 EMA, but we do want to see it start pushing up into the 200 EMA and holding eventually above the 0.013 mark. And then after that, we can see a movement to 0.023. Now XCN had the major pump again. If you guys missed it, I feel bad for you, but we are trying to hold above the 200 EMA. See, as it came down, it did not like that area and had major support, pushing it up over 274%, I believe. And now we are doing exactly as I talked about previously. We want to see it consolidate in this area and start to push upwards within this orange half sphere, eventually breaking 0.04 cents and further. That's it for today. I always recommend MEXC for the trading platform. I have the link listed below. And Grass, if you want to earn free passive income, you get Grass points, which will be Grass tokens. They're trading around over $1, and you can sell them on the open market after Epoch 7. We are currently on Epoch 6, and just a few more months, you will be able to get cash for your free broadband internet. That's it for today. I'll see you guys on the next one.